You getting excited?
I know, yeah. Yes.
You're
Good
doing a
evening,
job,
everyone.
right?
Yes.
Would you please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Congratulations.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please call the roll.
Councilman Marcochia?
Here.
Councilman Dooley?
Here.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Here.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Here.
Supervisor Colavita?
Here. Good evening. Opportunity to address the board on specific agenda items. No, there being none, we'll move on to approval of minutes of the June 6th, June 20th, and June 29th special board meeting. Any proposed amendments or modifications?
None.
No, there being none, I'll make a motion to approve same as submitted. Ask for a second.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcochia?
Aye.
Supervisor Colavita?
Aye. Reports of departments, boards, and commissions. Police Department report. Chief, we'll accept your June of 2023 a monthly report for V&T parking summonses, of course, the detective report, and our statement of accounts. Anything further?
Good evening, Supervisor Colavita and members of the town board. Just a couple quick things. As summer is in full swing now and camp has started, our officers have been out at the camp locations assisting with traffic. We'd like to just remind parents and drivers to be patient. They're still working out the drop-offs and the pickups and Sally's. Employees are doing a great job, so we hope to have that ironed out by the end of the week. Last week and continuing to this week, we're participating with the Tuckahoe and Bronxville Police Departments in active shooter, active threat training. I want to recognize Lieutenant Castellano and also thank the Bronxville School for allowing us to use the facility for the training. We have 2 officers attending school resource officer training coming up. And lastly, as everybody probably knows, Con Ed has been replacing gas lines on California Road. Working with the supervisor's office, we've tried to rework the traffic pattern to divert the traffic out of the neighborhoods. And they'll also be working on Mill Road for the next 6 to 8 weeks, so we just ask everybody to be patient and please drive carefully.
Thank you very much. Yeah, try to avoid that whole area, Hathaway, New Rochelle Road, if you possibly can. It's extremely congested, and as soon as school starts, it's going to be very difficult with the buses and the pickup and drop-off. Anyway, moving forward, we have a Law Department report. Mr. Rader.
Yes, good evening. First, I have a resolution authorizing the supervisor to execute and deliver an agreement between the town of Eastchester and Fundamental Business Service, Inc. for the processing of our parking tickets. This company basically we've used for the last 3 years. They do an excellent job in the court. They handle all our tickets, all the summonses. They do all the processing. And it's another 3-year agreement. And basically, I'd recommend that we hire and execute this agreement with this company.
Yeah, I would like to comment that we have a very high collection rate as a result of their, diligence, and we give them a contingency fee. We don't pay them directly. They take a portion of the tickets that they collect. So with that being said, I'll make a motion to approve. Sam, ask for a second.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcochia?
Aye.
Supervisor Colavita?
Aye.
Okay, next, I have a resolution authorizing the supervisor to execute and deliver a contract made between the town of Eastchester and Absolute Auctions and Realty, Inc. for the sale of government assets by online auction. This company we've also used for the last 2 years. They do an outstanding job. And again, it doesn't cost us anything. Basically, they sell any stuff that either the highway department or the police department doesn't use. We put it up for auction. They do all the work, and they take a percentage of what's sold, but it does not cost us anything. And they do, as I said, an outstanding job.
All right, so moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcochia?
Aye.
Supervisor Colavita?
Aye.
Okay, next, I have a resolution authorizing the settlement of a certiorari proceeding instituted by Scarsdale Townhouses, affecting the premises known as Section 59, Block 7, lots 12.1 through 12.12, 140-150 Brook Street. The assessment years on this property are from 2018 through 2022. The tax year is 2019 through 2023, and the total town tax refund is $19,525.73.
All right, so moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcochia?
Aye.
Supervisor Colavita?
Aye.
Okay, next, I have a resolution authorizing the supervisor to execute and deliver an agreement made between the town of Eastchester and KG&D Architects, P.C., in relation to their services for the upgrading of the Town Hall building project.
Second.
Yeah, just purpose of discussion, you know, we painted Town Hall many years ago, and we also did a new roof back at least 12, 15 years ago. But this is more about windows and emergency ingress, ingress and egress, and all kinds of other things that we have not really been paying attention to, you know, masonry, pointing, blocking, that type of thing. So we're looking to do that. It's about $14,000 is the architect's fees for, you know, coordinating everything, putting bids together, getting everything lined up. And then also it may likely include, you know, new windows for the bulk of the building. So with that being said, you know, I think it's important to do that now because we want to make sure we're energy efficient. We want to make sure also that we're not having leaks and not having other problems. It was bad enough when the roof was in bad shape. We had to do that one over again. But much to the consternment of many of the old former supervisors. Anyway, so that being said, we have a motion, a second. Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson? Aye. Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcoccia?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye.
That completes my report.
Dave, a late flying
Oh,
item?
I'm sorry, late flying item. I'm sorry. At this time, have a resolution authorizing the town board to adopt the findings and recommendations of a hearing officer, and the resolution is as follows. Whereas the disciplinary charges and specifications were preferred against town employee number 1596 on or about October 18, 2022, and whereas the hearing was held regarding said charges before the hearing officer Patrick J. Gunn, Esquire, who was appointed in accordance with the provisions of the collective bargaining agreement between the town and the Civil Service Employees Association, and whereas the hearing officer issued the hearing officer's finding and recommendations dated June 30th, 2023, wherein the hearing officer found employee number 1596 guilty of the charges of misconduct and incompetence preferred against him on or about October 18, 2022, and recommended termination of employee number 1596 as a penalty. Now be it resolved that the town board hereby adopts the findings and recommendations of hearing officer Gunn set forth in the hearing officer's findings and recommendations, which were dated June 30th, 2023, and in accordance therewith terminates the employment of employee number 1596 effective immediately.
All right, on that subject matter, before we call for a motion and a vote, the town board had the findings and had the entire transcript of the matter, which was examined at length. So I'll make this motion. Ask for a second, please.
Second.
All right, please call the roll on termination.
Councilwoman Nicholson? Aye. Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcoccia?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Okay, next we have a receiver of taxes report for June 23, which we can receive and file. We move to correspondence. We have a memorandum from the controller regarding budget transfers, and we have just a few here in buildings and maintenance, and a couple in Lake Isle for golf administration and pools. I'll make a motion to approve same. Ask for a second, please.
Second.
All right, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson? Aye. Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcoccia?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Next, we have a memorandum from the controller on part-time seasonal employees. We have still a few more at Lake Isle trickling in. Make the motion. Ask for a second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson? Aye. Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcoccia?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Next, we have a memorandum from the controller regarding the Town of Eastchester Police Officers Union Memorandum of Agreement for the years 2023 and 2024. And what we have before us, as was vetted out and negotiated and approved by all sides, was a raise effective 1/1/23, the amount of 3.875%, and then an additional raise effective January 1st, 2024 at 3.875%, a slight increase in longevity for 23 and 24. Some vacation language was clarified for police and patrol, for patrol and for sergeants. And also, the union is withdrawing with prejudice any outstanding grievance that they have. So the memorandum of agreement was attached. We're all very familiar with it. I'll make a motion to approve same and ask for a second.
Second.
All right, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcoccia?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. And I just want to mention also that the head of the union, Officer Yanni, is away on vacation and unfortunately couldn't be here. He wanted to be here to thank the board and to thank his membership for coming together and, putting together what they envisioned to be a very good deal for the police officers and a good deal for the town. So we're very delighted that we've come to terms, and it was a pleasure working with Officer Yanni. Anyway, moving right along, we have a memorandum from the police chief regarding emergency response unit / mutual aid intermunicipal agreement between the town of Eastchester and the Village of Tuckahoe Police Department. So this is for it's self-explanatory, mutual aid for both reciprocating for each other. So I would make a motion to approve same and ask for a second, please.
Second.
All right, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcoccia?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Next, I have a memorandum from Senior Programs and Services regarding the approval of the contract to provide funding for meals and nutrition-related services for the elderly for program year 2023, and this is for the receipt of $88,008, which is the total aggregate amount to be paid to the town of Eastchester, and we will match $24,906 on our end. And of course, this is for our meals and nutrition program, which we have at Lake Isle, which is immensely successful, and our seniors are loving the new facility. They're enjoying it all, and we have a packed house every day, and Peter's doing a great job managing it all. The kitchen worked out great. There's plenty of room. The parking is wonderful, and they're kind of settling in there, nesting, as one of them said to me one day. So anyway, with that being said, someone care to make a motion?
So moved.
All right.
Second.
Thank you, Teresa. Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcoccia?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. There being no miscellaneous business, you have council member reports. Councilman Marcoccia?
Thank you, Supervisor. I have no report this evening.
Councilman Dooley?
Well, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Just one note, tomorrow night at Lake Isle, Celtic Cross will be playing at 8 o'clock, sponsored by the Henry School of Irish Dance and some other Irish names.
Sylvester McNamara.
There you go, thank you. But it's a great venue. Last week it was packed. I think tomorrow's weather is going to be great, so you should get out there and check out the concert series. They'll continue throughout the next month or so, but tomorrow night Celtic Cross. Thank you.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, everyone. I have news this week at the library. Just so you know, the summer weekend hours are Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for July and August, and Sunday is closed. And there's regular hours during the week. And the lineup here this week is starting tomorrow, Mystery Club, Nitwit, and Crochet with Faith on Thursday. And on Thursday, we also have Teen Dungeons and Dragons. And Feel Good Friday film is McFarlane, USA. And we have Robert, the guitar guy, on Saturday. And it just goes on, summer reading games for the kids and teens, and adult summer reading game on Friday, August 18th. If you want more detailed information, you could go to www.eastchesterlibrary.org, or you could call 914-793-5055. That's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Marcotte?
Thank you. I have no report, Supervisor.
My own report, I just want to mention that the Eastchester Cup will be happening on 9/11 this year, and the Eastchester Cup is the golf match between the Eastchester Italian-American Citizens Club and the Irish-American Social Club. And it's a lot of fun. Everybody has a great time. The dinner and the awards reception starts at 6:30, so if you're not able to play golf, you can come to the dinner and make a contribution. It's $125 a head as a dinner guest. There'll be some wonderful raffles there, and a lot of stuff, being given away. And if you want, you can Zelle a contribution or a participatory amount to the Eastchester Italian Club at gmail.com. Also, the vast majority of the proceeds will go a little bit toward the scholarships for each club, but most of it will go to tunnels, to towers for foundation. And, they're trying to do something here, which I think is very appropriate. They're going to, dedicate the vast majority of the event toward Tunnels to Towers. And, they'll have a program involved. They'll be there. The Tunnels to Towers people will be there. And I think it'll be a very moving evening. But most importantly, it's always a good time, and it's always a lot of fun. And the Irish have been smoking the Italians in golf for several years here, so they better get some ringers in there. Otherwise, they're going to have some trouble. Anyway, with that being said, I also wanted to mention that the village of Bronxville and the town are meeting together again in the upcoming week on the Crawford Drainage Project. We are determined to remedy this continuous flooding that occurs in that area during our really significant storms. And we're going to be meeting with our engineers again. We're incrementally fixing the situation, trying to come up with a good plan. We'll get some funding, and we'll go out there and we'll fix it up as best we can. Also, I wanted to mention that our planning board member, Anthony Giacobbe, is a bit of a hero. He was at the marina in New Rochelle when he saw two people struggling and actually had ended up in the water, and he rescued them. They apparently had been electrocuted by some kind of wire or power malfunction on a metal dock, and they literally were in the midst of being electrocuted, and they ended up in the water, and Mr. Giacobbe pulled them out, and with the help of an off-duty firefighter, were able to resuscitate one of them. The other, unfortunately, is in very bad condition in a local hospital, but it's pretty impressive that Mr. Giacobbe was able to do that. I know there was a whole thing on it on the news last night, the regional news and the local news station, but I gotta give the guy credit for stepping up and doing that for those people, especially at risk to himself, so he wasn't really sure what was going on when he was trying to help them. But he did a great job, and he should be commended for that. Also, I wanted to mention that I'd like to close our meeting in a moment of silence for the passing of Al Cower. Al was a lifelong Eastchester resident. He was involved with the Kiwanis Club, the Chamber of Commerce, the Tuckahoe Business Association, and if any of you ever bought paint or tarps or blinds, I'm sure you probably went to Cower's on Columbus Ave, where he had his family's business there for years and years. He was also a very long-term member of the Lake Isle Advisory Board, and he was the tennis chair for years. And whenever we had our budget meetings and when we were doing all sorts of things at Lake Isle regarding tennis, he was always an ardent advocate for tennis. And we would always spar all the time, and I would scotch him a little bit, and roust him up a little bit, but it was all in good spirit, and he accomplished a great deal. And he also was one of the principal people involved in bringing about sport time to Lake Isle Country Club, which has been, successful beyond our imagination. So if we could, our condolences go out, of course, to his son and daughter, and Marcia, his wife. May he rest in peace. And he was laid to rest today. Anyway, with that being said, that concludes my report and brings us to the second opportunity to address the board. Being no one, someone care to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Would you please rise and join me in a moment of silence for Mr. Al Cower? Thank you very much. Good night, everyone.